Welcome back to HBO Girls Rewatch.
I am actually Amelia.
And I'm Evan.
And you know what we're doing today, Evan?
Oh my god, we're doing
Season 5, Episode 3, Japan.
Oh my god. How long has people been waiting for this?
I don't know, but this is one of those highly anticipated episodes where we better bring it. So, it's March.
No, it's Leap Day today, actually. We're so close to March. We're touching March. It comes out in March, but right now, I'm feeling the magical energy of a leap day. This morning, I did look up the manifestation power of what a leap day could be.
Wait, what am I supposed to be doing?
So actually, it is like a more magical day just because it's more whimsy than other days with the description.
Okay, this sucks for the listeners because they're going to have to wait 4 years for an opportunity to use it correctly. Use the leap day correctly.
That's okay. Also, if you're people that want to propose.
Also, look at me. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Right, exactly. It could be a leap day somewhere else. Kind of, we're always existing in time. Time isn't a real concept. Anyway, the whole thing was it's like, don't be surprised if you keep seeing 11, 11, 12, 12, 4, 4, 4. Like, don't be surprised if you see angel numbers. It's just part of the day.
Am I supposed to be surprised if I'm not seeing any of that?
Yeah, and I actually haven't seen an angel number yet. And that's kind of where I'm going to bring it back to. I'm like, I'm scared.
I'm like, let me look at this. And no, it says
like,
348.
Let's stare at something until it turns into an angel number. Otherwise, like, our manifestation powers are so low and bad.
I'm actually in an amazing mood today. Is that crazy to say?
No, the sun's kind of out. Yeah, so actually finally talking about the elephant in the room that Amelia wants me to bring up is being laid off.
You said you wanted to bring it up, just by the way.
No, I said it off cam. Yeah, that's for sure. Wait, look at me.
Oh my god, wait. And sorry, this girl, Shoshanna, who sent us the Tiny Furniture DVD from her local library 8 months ago, needs us to send it back because she's out of renewals. And I messaged her and was like, I promise I'll send it back, but I'm staring at it right now. I completely forgot to send it back.
She's out of renewals? Does she not work at the library?
I think just because you work at a library doesn't mean you have unlimited renewals.
Wait, does not one of the perks at a job?
I don't think so.
Not one of the perks at jobs you get unlimited renewals?
Shoshanna, we're going to get it back to you, girl. I'm going to put it on my to-do list until I get it done.
I was actually in an Uber the other day with 2 girls who were gabbing about how much they hate the local post shop. So I'm like, I actually would rather never send something again or wait for my mom to come pick up the package and send it for me than go send something myself, just as I'm so scared of this place.
This is actually crazy because I, right before we recorded, was watching this TikTok of this 7th grader, the teacher of a 7th grade class, being like, I'm so worried about the kids today. I gave them an assignment of like send a letter to a local business, and I gave them so many instructions and they don't know how to do 2 folds and put paper in an envelope. They're just so bad at instructions. The future of our generation is like not okay. And then all the comments were like, well, why would they need to send a letter?
Why would they need to send? Also, do you know what side is stamp and what side's return address? I've never been able to figure that out.
I'm just like, yeah, maybe my little sister doesn't know how to send a letter, but she literally takes coding classes, so she's gonna be fine.
She could code a letter.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could
codify a law. Sorry.
Codify a law
Codify.
by 65% majority.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
She could codify a law.
No. Do you have a point to being laid off?
Right. So I classically got laid off last year around this time. And I posted the video of me getting laid off on TikTok and got 13 million views. What had happened is I knew it was going to happen because everyone on my team was kind of a buzz. Wouldn't it be so fun if I kind of pulled a prank on the HR girl, being like, when they open up my call that's only 15 minutes on the end of a Friday, I was like, is this about my promotion? Fully knowing it wasn't. But then I posted this on TikTok, if you remember. And people, A, thought I had no idea that I was in on it. And B, thought it was so fun. Because people really like to see the like grueling stuff online.
And of course, if you've been a listener from the beginning, you know this because we did tell it on the podcast before. But if you're new to the game, like, you have to understand this is such formative lore for me and my friend Evan. Like, it's how we knew the online space is calling us. So
yeah, it was a sign when the woman who internet self-described her as that's not how you use the word self-describe. Self-describe is kind of when someone does it. When the internet was like that Minecraft girl, because that's everyone in the comments was like, she has a head shaped like someone on Minecraft. So I do feel bad that 13 million people said that about her. Laid me off by using business speak. It was difficult.
It was, of course, her job. And of course, she did not consent to you posting that and then it going viral. But
legally, it was in my right, apparently. I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah, you talked to a lawyer about it, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And you can film kind of a screen in your defense.
Yeah.
Kind of brilliant.
Yeah.
But now everyone we know is getting laid off. Oh, well.
I actually don't know anybody who got laid off. I just
Everyone's
know people
almost
who've
getting
been
laid off.
fired.
Yeah. Which is almost a layoff. Well, because actually today, Sabrina's company, our third roommate, surprise, they're doing giant layoffs at all the music companies right now.
This is like podcasting right now. I could never quit my current job because there are no other jobs because every other podcasting company is failing and firing their entire workforce. So I'm holding on for dear life. Godspeed to me.
Wait, I hope. That's so terrible. Now you're kind of pigeonholed.
I know, but it's okay. I might get a promotion that will get me back to what I was making a year ago in a year. So things are looking up for your girl.
LOL.
And on that amazing, incredible note, we are going to dive right into our guys. Get excited. Cross dissolve now. Nori Reed, hi.
Oh my God, hello.
Oh my God, we're so excited to have you.
I am literally so excited to be here. I love this podcast and I'm very excited.
Oh my God. I saw you were coming to New York and I said, I have to reach out.
That meant the world to me to get
Oh my
that
God.
email.
Well,
Yeah.
can I say how I know about you?
Please.
Is that I used to live in LA during COVID.
What?
I moved there February 2020 and was going to build a life for myself there, but then COVID kind of ruined it for me. But when things started to open up back in LA, I went on a Bumble date to a comedy show at like the Airliner, and you were there and you were on it. And like, I just remember your whole thing was like, I actually am rich. And I'm rich now.
Got the camera. Got the camera.
You're like,
Cut.
I got TV money. And so it's like, and it was like the funniest thing. Like,
Yeah.
you were just like, why would I tell it? Like, no. And it was just like, I was dying laughing. My Bumble date did not care. And I was like, I'm having the time of my life with my girl.
I love that like that happened, and since I've arrived to your beautiful place, all I've talked about is getting cars. Just like getting cars from here to here to there to there. I think God humbled me with the strike.
Right.
You know, I
the
think I flew too close to the sun. God said, God's Icarus in this. I don't know what I'm mixing things, but he or she or they was like strike. So I am no longer trans rich. But I'll get back there.
You'll get back there.
Yeah.
I can't believe God
my God,
made this
Laura
strike happen
Dern.
to just
punish me.
Yeah.
I know.
And
It's
that's
crazy.
so personal.
It's so personal, like that he used the studios to do that. But yeah.
Oh my God, it's not right.
Huh. I know of you from the TikTok algorithm, which is equally as
What?
powerful as a Bumble date.
Yeah,
Wow.
it is.
Instagram, TikTok algorithm is kind of the perfect place to find about your favorite comedians.
It's so fun. I've been on Instagram for a while, so I feel like I have a great presence
Uh-huh.
there. I just created a TikTok account and have only uploaded like 3 stand-up clips.
And that's the kind of thing where it's like, Evan's going to be the first one. Like, you post a
First
video.
of all, thank you.
It's immediately going to Evan's feed.
Wait, it might have been Instagram. Is that bad?
No, it's not bad. All I wanted to say was that it's been humiliating because it's like 20 views and it's
Right.
like, oh my God, this is horrible. Like, I'm just getting no views on TikTok. I'm like, I why did I do this to myself?
It's like switching platforms is like being like a big deal in Chicago and then coming to New
Yes.
York and going to like one open mic and being like, nobody knows, nobody gets it.
It's like I'm a 10 on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I'm a negative 10 on TikTok.
It's not
yeah.
right.
I just look at TikTok as you can do whatever you want there. Explore, have
Oh.
fun, and then if something does well on that platform, kind of bring it over to Instagram because that's for professionals.
It's like
Yeah.
the experimental kind of
Yeah,
place.
Yeah,
exactly.
it's the flop
God.
shop.
It's a flop shop.
That's such a good tip.
Yeah, because
Okay.
everybody who's famous from that app in COVID just posted 21 TikToks a day.
You're
And
right.
one went viral, and then everybody was like, they're amazing at what they do. And it's like, well, they actually just failed a bunch.
You're right. It's just like it's like a self-facing video of them being like, I like toast.
Yeah.
And then and then if that blows up, yeah.
Yeah, and they're like,
Whoa.
I guess I'll keep bringing
Oh
up
my
toes.
God.
I can't believe you captured all of TikTok in one sentence.
I like
No.
That was
toast.
brilliant.
And it's like toast girl.
We did
it. Yeah.
Okay, but we're not here to talk about distribution platforms. We're here to talk about girls.
Yes.
We have to
I'm
know,
confused then.
where were you when Girls came out?
I'm old. I just want to get that out. I want to get that in the front, and I just want to like get ahead of it. I'm old. and that's okay. Being old is okay. If you're out there, I'm looking directly to camera,
Yeah.
right? Okay. If you're out there, it's okay to be old.
It's actually
Okay.
preferred. It's preferred, by the way.
It's preferred. But no, I moved to New York. So I'm going to answer your question by telling you when I moved to New York. I moved to New York in 2010. And when
because
did Girls come out?
you knew Lena was making
2012.
a short film. You were like, it's on the way. I gotta get there.
I had a
early."
feeling.
Yeah.
I had a feeling it was coming. So yeah, in 2012, I mean, I was here in New York.
Oh my god.
And I started watching it when I was living in Bushwick.
Oh my god.
So it was kind of like
season
mirror.
1 they do the Bushwick episode, so it's like you were right. You're like, that's my block.
I was in the heart of it.
Wait,
What did
all
it-
successful creatives, even the ones that you know personally, even that have done this podcast, all started off in Bushwick in 2012. You really,
Wow,
you really are part of a big alumni wall. We should have a certain section on this wall for people that lived in Bushwick in 2012.
Yeah.
like fallen heroes. Like,
It's like you and Sam Taggart.
yeah, Sam. Oh my god, Sam. Yeah, I was here, but I was like, every time I'd watch an episode, it'd be like, I know where this is.
Right.
Like Fort, whether it's like Greenpoint or like, the
Right.
coffee shop she worked at was in Greenpoint.
Grumpy's Cafe. I
Yeah.
mean, wait, so you were like around their age too? Were you connecting with what they
Yeah.
were saying? Or you're like, these girls have nothing to do with me?
It's so funny because like when I watched it, like while it was on, in real time or whatever, like I didn't relate a lot to
Mhm.
it. I was kind of like, oh, these people are very unlikable. Like this isn't what like life is like. And then when I did the rewatch along with like The Nation,
Yeah.
I was like, this is a treasure. This is exactly what life is. Like, I don't know what that's
Right.
about.
I think sometimes you need to have someone tell you it's a treasure before you can actually appreciate it as well.
Yeah.
Because the value of it went up.
It went
Or as a
up.
nation, we're being like, this is brilliant. This is beautiful. Absolutely. We're finally digging into this in a way we weren't
What I'm-
before.
what I'm
Isn't
realizing-
sorry to bring up Beethoven really quick, but
Oh, do apologize.
didn't his whole thing was like he put out all this music and nobody liked it, and then 50
Yeah.
years later they were like, this guy was a genius.
Yeah, Van Gogh too. Van Gogh during his
Pollock.
lifetime was not, appreciated.
So yeah, it's kind of Venn diagram is a circle: Van Gogh, Beethoven, Lena Dunham.
Absolutely. I think those are the three. When I think of three people, that's kind of the three people I
Yeah.
think of. I was just gonna say that I'm realizing now that I think I was triggered. I think when I was watching it
Mm.
and I was a part of that like world, it was very triggering to see like a mirror of like what it's like to be in your early 20s and like trying to figure it out and like just seeing how messy and like just like gross it is.
Yeah.
And I just found it so unlikable. But then now that I'm a little older, I'm like, oh, like it is unlikable and it's great. Like it's great that like they really dived into just like the grossness of like growing up.
100%.
Did you know the word trigger 10 years ago?
Probably I'm
Did
gonna
they
say
have
no.
it? Did they have it back then?
Well, there's an episode
No.
called Triggering, but I'm not sure if that's in reference to being
Oh.
triggered.
We definitely didn't have Gaslight.
No. Well, it's kind
that
of a
was
movie,
new.
but we never really brought it to contextual space of an actual word. Wait, is that
Yeah.
something that's a word that's been added to the dictionary?
Yeah.
It
Like-
has to have, right?
Because Swifty was added to the dictionary, so we have to add gaslight.
I know this is girls, I know, but do you watch Real Housewives or no? Is that
I Salt Lake.
are we is this were you
We
allowed
know
to
about it.
mix
Yeah,
the
you're
universes,
you're
or-
allowed to pretend other shows exist.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Are you watching the Beverly Hills or no?
I'm
no,
not.
I'm not kept up.
Okay. I watched the reunion last night and they learned a new word and it's always fun when they like update and I can't remember what it was. I'm sorry. That's a great, perfect story. Cut all of this. But like last year was gaslight. They learned gaslight and so they were just always using like it at each other. Weaponized.
Weaponized.
They learned the word weaponized and they were just like weaponized. They were just like learning
When
it.
I found out the phrase weaponized incompetence, oh my God. I was walking around town like, people are doing that.
Yes.
People are doing that to
I
me.
think you're gonna have to use that word for me because what the hell? Wait, are you saying weaponize or incomp? What was the second one?
Weaponized incompetence is where you
weaponizing.
weaponize your inability to achieve something. So it's like the idea of like a child being like, oh, I can't take out the trash. I'm not strong and I'm stupid.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you.
I've heard it a lot in the context of like straight marriages and how like straight
Yeah.
men will be like, I don't know how to use the dishwasher, babe, so I can't, load the dishwasher. And the
Are you
woman,
watching Love is
Yeah.
Blind?
I don't want to love. I know.
Okay, so
Everyone,
we'll bring up
everyone
a
is,
different
everyone
show, but
is.
that's
Yeah.
kind of the whole premise of that show. Is women have to teach men
Oh.
about basic standards of emotional communication.
Oh my
They've had-
god.
Yeah.
Our nation is not doing okay. I have
No.
to be honest.
I feel have you seen Gone Girl? I feel like that's kind
Yeah.
of about weaponized incompetence. A lot of it is. 'Cause
That's
People
a
are
cool
saying
girl
I would
monologue.
love that movie.
It's a good movie.
You've never seen it?
No.
It's
I
my
think you'd
favorite
like it.
movie.
Yeah.
I think I'll dive in. I'll dive in. Okay, we
Don't
have to
love
dive
it.
in.
Yeah, Rex.
Let's dive into this
No one knew a
episode.
single reference. That was cool.
Today we're
We'll
covering
try our hand.
the classic episode, season 5 episode.
Episode 3, Japan.
Where Shoshanna's famously in Japan. We have a segment called Minute to Win It, where we popcorn style try to summarize the entire episode in 1 minute.
Yeah.
And away we go. Shoshanna's in Japan, and oh my god, she's killing at her job. She is bringing those reports to Yoshi, and he's like, good job, Shoshana. She has a whole new group of friends, 2 girls. They love the gab. Hannah's kind of looking through her Fran's phone and being like, who are these nurses and a dog? They're all in pornographic images. That's really awesome.
Yeah, and so then Hannah is calling Marnie, who's on her honeymoon with Desi, and she's like so chill in Ecuador. And she's like, Hannah, relax. Fran's allowed to have like old nudes of his ex-girlfriends. And Hannah's like, no, this makes me feel so crazy. And then Hannah goes to the coffee shop, and Ray and Elijah that were like, you're acting crazy, girl. And then she's like, well, will you take my nudes, Elijah? And then they do. And then cut back to Shoshanna. She's loving Japan. It's her perfect life. Abigail, 80 Bryant calls. And
It's okay.
We also have a little bit of Jessa and Adam, but their storyline is so triggering to me that I literally I blacked out for their storyline. Yeah.
And that's 1 minute.
Amazing. Shoshana talks to Soup Baron. Soup Baron's like, come back. And she's like, okay, I'll book the first flight back. And then she pranked his ass and didn't actually come back. And
I
he
love
threw away
that.
the flowers at the airport. And she had a really good time. And she kind of hooked up with Yoshi finally. Hannah deletes all the photos from Fran's phone of nude girls. And then Jessa and Adam are like, actually, if you're not going to put a clear boundary of what we are, I can't do this ambiguous shit. And that's a real word. And yeah, that's kind of the whole episode. And I will say what we learn is Ray's actually an amazing photographer.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And her gay friend too, I can't remember
Elijah.
Thank you so much.
Alive.
So homophobic of me to be like her gay friend. That's fucked up.
No, tokenize, please.
He was an amazing like PA. Like he was kind of doing
He
the
was like,
set
Kate.
design. Yeah.
And she's
I
like,
would say he's creative director.
Creative director.
Creative director.
Yeah, to give
Thank
that
you.
influence right to
For
Hannah.
me to make the gay character a PA. See, it's getting
a gay
homophobia.
assistant.
Yeah.
no, and this is a queer forward podcast.
Thank
so if we could
you.
just take it back.
Thank
No,
you so much.
This is actually a gay forward podcast.
Thank you for the accountability.
We're fine. We're kind of getting to queer space, but it's been gay forward.
Yeah. That's true. We need a but of course Abigail says, Shoshana, you have to go home. And she's like, I don't want to go back to America.
Ooh.
Wait, that was an
You're
amazing
so
line reading.
bratty.
That was
Wait, sorry.
actually really that
That's
was spot on.
what Charlie
Sorry.
XCX is doing for her new album Brat was based off that one line.
Okay, before we lean into this episode, we have a really important question that we ask
Oh
all
my
our
god.
guests.
Girl,
What girl are you?
Oh my god. I am Hannah. I am Hannah. I am a little messy, a little problematic, want to grow, want to be better, kind of my worst enemy sometimes.
Right.
But smart, the voice of my generation.
Yeah.
I went to the sister school of Oberlin, so that there's
Kenyon?
that. I went to Kenyon.
Oh my god.
So it's just, I
I didn't know
I'm a
Oberlin had a
writer.
sister school.
Yeah, they're sister schools.
Oh my god. Where
And,
is that?
Ohio, middle of nowhere.
Oh, perfect.
And Oberlin's kind of the cookie sister, and Kenyon's a little bit more serious. But
Oh
yeah,
my god.
That's what I always
Mhm.
thought. Everyone from
Yeah.
Kenyon is also more serious.
a little bit more serious.
And they have
What
a little
it-
chip on their shoulder because they didn't go to Oberlin, no offense.
cut the camera. Turn this off.
So Nori left our home.
Yeah, I have to go.
I will say everyone else that lived in Bushwick in 2012, those alumni of this pod, also answered Hannah.
Yeah, we're all.
I don't know
think
what the
you're
hell was
just-
going on.
We tend
yeah.
to invite Hannah's on the pod.
That's what what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I think you just invite Hannah's on. I don't know. Like I'm a writer. Like what do you want? Like that's like
When
I'm
you were
fat.
watching the show, were you like, I'm totally Hannah?
No.
you've always known this, or now that you're older and reflecting, you're like, of course I'm Hannah.
I think when I was watching the show, I was more Marnie.
Mm.
I was like uptight, just like, that's so funny because like I was like pre-transition, so I feel like pre-transition I was Marnie, uptight, can't let go, and then I transitioned into Hannah.
That's so Hannah.
That is
fucked
like,
up.
if there's one thing Marnie's gonna do, it's transition into Hannah.
Right?
That's so.
What a horrible transition story. It's like it's like other people. It's like they become who they are. I did too, but it's Hannah.
Right, you're telling your trans story, and you're like, so basically, it's like where you're a Marnie, and then you become a Hannah, and that's kind of the journey.
That is the journey, and it's hopefully there's another transformation so that I don't just end on Hannah.
Right, Shosha's on the way.
Shosha's on the way. I feel like the stereotype is that everyone's always like, I'm a Jessa, right? And then it's like, no, you're not. You're like a Hannah or a Marnie.
Literally,
anytime someone's 25, they're like, I'm a Hannah, but like kind of Jessa because I dress cool, right? And I'm like, love you, girl.
Love you, girl. You're a Marnie.
Yeah.
Like stop.
Grow up.
I always hear that estrogen can make people bi, but I never heard it making him the Hannahs.
Wait. Okay. I heard T definitely like testosterone because it just makes like trans guys like just horny as hell.
Right.
Like, I also was a Marnie because I worked in art. I worked in art.
RPR?
Art. I worked at art
gallery.
You're moving art.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Did you get laid off too?
I got fired.
Oh,
that's
my
actually
God.
her story.
I got fired. I mean, do we have time for the quick?
I think
No,
we
this
have
is the layoff episode.
This is gonna be a 3-hour episode.
Okay. If it's topical, a lot of layoffs.
You want to do a minute to win it? I'll give you a minute.
Basically, I worked at a Gagosian, which is like a really fancy art gallery, and we had this like exhibition that was like this huge exhibition, like museum worthy, and we had full security there. And a guy came in who was like, I guess like homeless and had a big bag, and he just started swinging it around. And the security guards tackled him.
Oh my god!
And they got into a fight, and the security ended up punching his nose was like broken.
Oh my god!
Blood gushing everywhere. People are screaming at me to call the police. Like, call the police! Call the police!
But
and
you're just a girl.
I'm just a girl. I'm like 21. I don't know anything about anything. So if people are screaming at me to call the police, what am I gonna do? But so I call the police and and then our PR director, who was like literally Samantha Jones, she is like Samantha, was like, honey, she like called me to her office the next day. She's like, honey, you're fired. And I was like, what? I was like, what? She's like, why did you call the police? And I was like, well, like, because everyone. She was like, you should have called me. And I was like, you? And she was like, yeah, honey, me, PR. She was like, this is bad look for the gallery. We had another protest at another gallery where other people got beat up. So now it's a story.
Oh.
And so I got fired.
Oh my god, you can't know that at 21.
I feel like you were working on community safety and
I cried the whole way home.
Oh my
I
god.
thought I had to move home to Kentucky. I'm from Kentucky. But of course, life moves on. I just got another job.
That is so crazy.
Right.
For your punishment for calling the police, you had to move back to Kentucky.
Yeah.
But it is like when you're 21 and something bad happens, that is what it feels like. It's like I have to go to Kentucky.
It felt like life was over.
Yeah.
Being a Democrat is so hard.
And then I just literally got a job at a furniture store
in Kentucky or
Amazing.
here.
Oh, you
in
had
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
In Brooklyn. I was fine.
I guess everything does work out in the end.
It does.
So, girl, what girl are you?
So this episode, I am Shoshanna. I originally thought I was Marnie because I love to go to another country and change my ethics and value system. But Shoshanna refusing to confront her issues and not wanting to leave the place she escaped to seems so me-coded. Anytime anything kind of not even that bad happens to me, I'm like, well, I'm moving to London, so that's going to fix it. And yeah.
I like a honeymoon being running away. Oh, no, you're saying, well, she was kind of forced away too, though. That's another story.
Marnie?
No, weren't you talking about Shoshanna?
Oh, well, Shoshanna being shipped to Japan for sure.
Yeah. No, that is so Marnie. Okay, sorry. I completely zoned out when you spoke.
No, and that's okay, girl. What girl are you this week?
I was thinking about me, of course, answering this. I think Hannah, because I also take a quirky nude. And when I went through puberty, I had interesting fat deposits on my body.
That was an incredible line.
Mm-hmm. It was a really good line because I take human growth hormone, and that will do such weird things to you. Gorgeous.
Whoa. Nori, we have a segment where we kind of just we're leaning into Lena. We're like, what was she thinking? And there's so much to cover. I think we need to begin with Hannah and Fran. How do you feel about them?
I think Fran is like the perfect, like, I love that character. I love the idea of this nice guy.
No one's ever said that.
Well, let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. A nice guy where something like a lot more sinister is like lurking underneath. That really speaks to me, like in terms of just like character development. I'm a writer. So, but I just love that dynamic between like messy ass Hannah and this guy who's like nice, and so he's like thinks he's so amazing for like loving this like fat girl, but he's like an asshole.
Yeah, it makes it worse.
It's kind of like two sociopaths. I think it's like Hannah and Fran are two sociopaths in a way.
Why is Hannah being a sociopath?
Like when she deletes all of his nudes, I think that was sociopathic behavior.
Oh yeah, what is the ethics behind keeping your ex's nudes on your phone?
I think that if they were consensually
given,
received, then I think the ethics of it is okay. It's not. I don't like it. I don't think that's like. I don't like that he did that, but it's not like wrong.
I don't hate his reasoning, but I do hate how Hannah reacted to it.
But what she did was wrong.
What
for her
she
to
did
just
was
like
wrong.
delete all of those photos.
But my fan
I
theory
wonder if
is
it's in recently deleted or she went and deleted them from the recently
Ooh,
deleted.
that's a good point.
I don't think they had that in
cloud.
2000.
It's on the cloud.
Yeah.
Well, it was 2014. That feature was not around.
That's true.
But my fan theory is that that Hannah, the whole thing is that what you were speaking about earlier, that Fran is like quote unquote such a perfect guy, and she can't find like any glaring flaws with him. So kind of this thing that's like not a big deal, she blew it out of proportion because she was looking for an excuse to like be mad at him, to be volatile, like actually let out all this anger she's been holding on him. So it's like she took the small thing and kind of she had fun.
Yeah, it definitely seems like, because last episode she was like mad because he was being so beta. And she was like, I'm pissed off, but you're nice, so why am I mad? So I think this was like a concrete thing that she could be like, I can attach my like feeling of ick for you and really like blow it up and be like, oh yeah, ethically you suck. Now I know why I'm mad, because I think she's confused about why she's mad because he's so nice.
That's such an amazing analysis. Like supportive evidence for him just being like sinister underneath, like the whole porn thing.
Yeah,
like when he was like, you know, like, oh, like me getting hard to like girls, like, you know, whatever,
like,
whatever.
At least they're not like, at least I know them, at least they're nurses and I love them.
Yeah, it's like just like jerk off to porn.
Yeah,
like what
be
the
normal.
fuck are you talking about? Like I feel like he is, you know, a little cuckoo.
Do you think he would like OnlyFans today?
He would like subscribe or do one?
Yeah, like a either his or like he would subscribe, but like do you think it's either his ex-girlfriends or B because it's like more ethical and his whole thing is like not ethical porn?
Yeah, it'd have to be like feminist, like a feminist OnlyFans where they like like women read books.
Yeah.
Kind of like, and they naked.
He might like to watch
Yeah.
girls for porn actually.
Interesting.
The show girls.
Yeah, I feel like that's the best way for him to
Interesting.
get it.
That's so meta.
No, that's really something. This episode was porn.
Yeah.
We saw so many naked bodies, more than usual, even though like everybody's like, oh, everyone's always naked, but it's like not really.
It's funny because when she was flipping through the like nudes or whatever, I did kind of immediately was like reflective of like the nudes I've sent people and comparing myself to those nudes and like, are my nudes okay?
Right.
Like I immediately compared myself and was
Because
like,
you were like, oh,
yeah.
I have like what represents porn,
Yeah,
like nudes.
Or,
in
like
the
what are other girls
television
sending?
space.
What
Yeah.
are other women sending to their boyfriends? Like I immediately was like, that's my first reaction was to put myself in it.
And I was immediately like, who are these actors? How much are they getting paid? Because it's like they're not acting and it's just a photo. And it's like, is there residuals on that? Like, what
Yeah.
are the ethics
I think
of
those
that?
were interns.
Interns, yeah.
Interns that they needed photos from.
It's just girl PAs.
Yeah, just PAs really. Unpaid.
Oh, I wish I got a gay guy in there.
I know. Something that I was reflecting on too when I was watching it is that, and I'm sure this has been covered on the podcast already, but it is always so real to me that like how crazy it is that Lena Dunham had to convince a nation that like a size 12 girl is fuckable.
Literally.
Like for her to be like she's like begging the world to believe that like men will fuck like size 12 girls.
Literally, and at the time, everybody was like, "This is not realistic."
Like this. You want me to believe that someone's gonna fuck you? Like, and it's like she's like skinny. I'm like, what are you talking about?
A small girl, in fact.
It just blows. Like, you know, how many years later, looking back, it blows my mind that that's where we were and still are. I mean, as a country, that like it's crazy to think that like she's fuckable.
She's really given. She kind of created a plus size movement in some little way.
What?
I don't know. I just thought.
I mean, she was definitely part of that, you know, like narrative or whatever.
Yeah.
And like now, I mean, I don't know if I should even go there, but like she has, you know, she has had health issues and have like gained weight now, and like she has said on record that during that time she like had an eating disorder.
Yeah.
Like that was like very unnaturally thin for her.
Yeah.
I don't even know what point I'm trying to make other than just like, that's crazy.
No,
it's
a
so
very
crazy.
interesting
It's also
conversation.
I'm rereading Not That Kind of Girl right now because I read it when I was like 19, but it's like I have a lobe now, a frontal one, and it's like it's crazy because her whole book is basically being like, yeah, I'm a woman who has sex. And nobody believes me, so I'm gonna write a book about how it actually is true. And it's like, why did she have why didn't we know? Why didn't we assume?
It's just crazy to me. It's crazy that like size 12 is like, you know, revolutionary, but here we are, you know.
But here we sit.
Well, it's kind of the thing where it's like the most powerful voices in a marginalized community have to be the ones that have to be the ones speaking up in some sense, like because she was size
like
12
on the edge.
Yeah, on the edge, like she actually had more voice than anyone else in this quote unquote plus size community. So she in some way, because her body's more acceptable than so many other plus size bodies, she had to really be at the forefront of it.
It took a Nepo baby.
It took a
Nepo baby who was a little chubby had to speak up.
Yeah, Judd Apatow had to believe in someone, and that's how you get the plus size movement to start.
It's like if Maud Apatow was a little chunky, it would be her. You know, but she's skinny, so unfortunately, yeah.
Oh my god, I can't stop thinking that like if Lena Dunham never created a show, we would never have that Shein influencer. You know, there's that plus size Shein influencer
who went to the factory.
Yeah.
What a deep cut. Oh my god, like that's crazy.
Those two things would never she did so much good.
Lena walked for her to run to the Shein factory in China.
And I feel like that should be in textbooks.
Yeah. Oh my god, you're right. That's so, for you to connect that is so incredible. Like that's so true.
Oh my god.
She's definitely a fan of girls, and I do think we should get her on the podcast.
Yeah, the
we'll reach
haircut.
out.
The haircut alone.
Haircut.
I know she kind of took Lena Dunham's whole thing and
do
made it
not
worse.
get her on this podcast. She is crazy. Yeah.
We're in such an amazing season 5. Haircuts are so like Shoshanna blonde.
Yes.
Love Hannah going full pixie. Everybody, I mean, and Marnie, I love that her hair is same every season.
Every season.
I'm like, me too. Like, I look at photos of me in high school and I'm like, that was me yesterday, actually.
Yeah. She's on a honeymoon in Ecuador and she's like, I'm not changing.
Say it
anything.
right. Say it right.
She's like, I have a
Nothing.
perfect.
It's Ecuador.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you.
Wait, yeah. Can we talk about their marriage, I guess? I mean,
Do we have to?
It was
Or his ass and dick.
yeah, Yvonne, guys, if you don't remember, Yvonne's entire ass and dick are on the full screen while Marnie's on FaceTime. So if you want to check that out, check it out.
Which was so brave because it's like not big. And like,
yeah,
I feel like with Saltburn, like, you know, they're like, you have to be nude. And he was like, okay, I have a huge dick.
Yeah.
And, you know, Seamus or whatever.
I'm sure he's
Seamus.
I didn't even do that on purpose.
because he's
What's
Irish.
his name? E-bomb?
I'm like, do you have a UCB background? That was an amazing
No.
third B.
It's not. I don't. And what's his name?
Ebon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a real name.
Ebon.
I haven't met one other person named E-bomb.
I'll introduce you after, Bod.
You know?
I know one.
And
It's
he's
him.
Irish?
No, I'm just kidding.
Is he Irish or?
No, I don't
Oh.
think
Ebon
so.
Moss Bacharach?
He's Indian.
Bacharach?
Uh-huh.
Bashra?
We're all so dazed and confused right now.
Is that actor Irish or am I being crazy?
Because he's in
I
the
don't-
Bear.
I don't think he's Irish.
Oh, I'm crazy. I'm
No,
a
but you know what?
crazy
He
person.
could be Irish, and I don't want to take that away from him if that's the story. But like, I do think he's probably a grower because he has the confidence of someone with a big penis, in my opinion.
That's so true. And the ass alone. I think the ass alone is so.
Ass
He's
alone.
American.
What was I? I don't know.
And
Maybe
he's an
this-
Aries.
No,
He
but
is
American does
Irish.
mean Irish. By
He's
the way,
in the Bear with Io. Io's Irish. You know.
Yeah.
I think I got confused.
You're doing mind
confused.
meld, and that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Marnie is being so chill. It's like there's not much to say on her plotline this
I love You're holding
episode.
this like a cigar.
Just, you know.
Her plotline feels like when like an actor is on a movie and so they have to like green screen something.
Her in. It's like she was.
That's what it felt
She was
like.
filming the prequel to Megan that we
Yeah.
haven't seen yet. Yeah.
She's doing Peter Pan
Yeah.
live, and they just needed like one moment.
Yeah.
So they put like some tropical shit in the background and was like, do something.
She immediately pulls off that, and it's the Peter Pan wig
It's the
instead
Peter Pan
under
wig.
it. Yeah.
LOL.
Yeah.
I know. I'm really was so curious where that set could be the whole time. Like
What-
it's either Bali or backstage.
It looks very artificial to me.
I hope they sent her to Bali because Shoshanna got to go to
don't think so.
Japan.
I know.
Is this when I should say it? I don't know. This
Please.
is so I don't know if it's cringe, but I went to Tokyo for the first time last year.
No, this is
And-
why we're ready for the story.
This is what,
kinda
yeah,
all
and
the
like-
This
reason
is why you're here.
This is why I'm here. And before I went, I watched this episode to kind of like prepare. I
Right. So
guess.
what was bringing you to Tokyo? You were just like, I want to go see that.
I want to go. I was like, I've always wanted to go.
And you're like, I am gonna pregame this experience by watching Japan.
I watched Lost in Translation, and oh my god, this is so fucked up. Like this is like the cringiest thing I've ever admitted to. And then I watched the girls
No,
episode.
Seamus is much cringier.
We're gonna make
Thank
a you're about to go to Tokyo starter pack, and it's just what you watch.
Yeah, and it's so embarrassing. I mean, but I don't know. I love Tokyo. Tokyo was amazing.
Yeah, it looks incredible. I know they filmed there for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Ooh,
That had to be fun for Zasha.
Yeah, like where they were at. It looked like she was kind of like in like Harajuku maybe or like Shibuya.
So cute.
It was very.
Her apartment has
Yeah.
to cost like $8,000 a month though.
But the thing though is that I will say rent in Tokyo is actually affordable.
Really?
We live in hell. We live in hell. America's hell.
Oh my god.
I feel it.
And like in Tokyo, like things are actually like affordable.
Oh my god.
It's weird.
I watch a lot of those YouTube videos where it's like, here's my month in Japan, and you're right. They're always like
Yeah.
living for so
It's like
cheap.
$800
But
for
they
like
have to,
a
like,
1 bedroom.
All the amenities are so different there though too.
It's true.
Like
Everything's
you have to turn
tiny
water.
and weird.
Wait,
Yeah.
when they go to that pool bathhouse,
Mhm.
what is that famous?
Well, yeah, like that, like culturally, and I'm blanking on the word right now because I'm
You're a cultural expert.
too
of Japan,
scared to
of
like
course.
fuck it up or something. But yeah, like those bathhouses are like definitely like cultural, and you can't have tattoos. Like so,
Yeah.
if you have tattoos, you either have to go to one that allows for that,
Mm-hmm.
or you have to like somehow use tape and like cover them up.
Because the
or-
ink is gonna do something.
because the okay, I do know a lot.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I actually know a lot because of the mafia background. So they associate
What?
tattoos with the Japanese mafia,
Oh my
and they were so
Oh.
violent and they like did so many awful things that because of that connection, they see tattoos as like extremely like
Oh my
like
God.
disrespectful.
But you know what I want?
Yeah.
The Japanese mob wife aesthetic. We have mob wife Italian
Oh.
aesthetic right now, but I want Japanese mob wife.
What will you describe that to me? Because I'm not.
Yeah, so
quite
right
sure
now
what it
the
is.
big TikTok trend is everyone doing mob wife, especially
Is that like wearing a blazer?
Mob wife.
Mob
Oh my
wife.
god, I heard mall boy, and I don't know why I heard mall boy, but I was like mall
That's what
boy.
I said.
Interesting. Okay, mob boy.
I'm kind of doing mall boy.
What's
If there's a mall
mob
boy,
girl?
this is mall boy.
Wait, what's mob girl? Mob,
Mob wife. It's a huge trend right now. It's like leather,
Like Tony Soprano, like or the Sopranos, like boobs up.
yep, boobs
Oh.
up,
Boobs,
cheetah
gold,
print,
cheetah.
gold,
Are
big
boobs
sunglasses.
back? I feel like they've been out for a while.
Oh god, boobs were out.
Yeah, like everybody was like,
Wow.
actually a B cup's
I didn't
fine.
realize that. Oh, okay, I see that.
And it's just like everyone on TikTok is every girl with like double D's
No,
is like, I'm
Sydney
getting a
Sweeney
reduction
brought it
because
back.
shirts are hard to fit.
That's true.
But I guess Sydney
I hope
Sweeney
they're
changed
back.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, Sydney Sweeney's dragging boobs back into the culture
Thank God.
to replace the BBL. Huh.
Right. Okay.
I'm
we
into it.
we went from BBL and now we're going AirPod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That feels good.
no, Tokyo was amazing. I did some shows there.
You
Oh
did
my God,
comedy?
you did comedy
Yes,
shows
I
in
keep
Tokyo?
So I
seeing
could write it
TikToks.
off. That's how I wrote
Did
off
they
the
love
trip.
you?
Yes. I
Oh
went
my
to
God.
they have a comedy bar in Shibuya, and it's like half expats, so like like people from like the US or like Britain or something that live there, and then
Mhm.
half were like locals who like
Oh, those are the
Japanese.
TikToks
Oh my
I saw of
God.
you.
Oh no, I'm like people film that. People film me bombing so that there's proof that I didn't do a good job.
Well,
No,
for
it
and
actually
it immediately
was
goes to
fun.
Evan's feed.
No, it actually was a good time, and like I just like there was one awkward moment where I kind of forgot where I was, and there was
Uh-huh.
one guy who wasn't laughing at all, and I tend to get fixated on audience members who aren't laughing. It's a
Yeah.
terrible quality of mine. And so after a certain point, I was just like, oh my God, what the fuck? So I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I guess I'm not funny. Like, are you gonna laugh at anything?
Apologize.
And I was just like, and then his friend was like, oh, he does not speak English. He doesn't know what you're saying. And I was like, I forgot I was in Japan.
Right. You're like, he's not getting the punchline. He's not getting any of it.
He's truly just because his friends
LOL.
took him there,
Right.
and he's the one who spoke the least English, and so he just wasn't understanding.
For you to yell at a native is crazy.
It was truly it was so problematic. But afterwards, he did come up to me, and he was like, oh, like he was like, even what I'm doing right now is it problematic. I'm Asian. You can see that I'm Asian. But he was like, funny. So maybe he did like
not
that.
all,
I don't
all
know.
audience members are trained to laugh. Sometimes they're just there to be entertained and they don't know to laugh, which is scary and bad.
I would do much better to just like never do anything like that again. I don't know why I fixate on like people who don't laugh, but I do.
It's hard because you're a people pleaser.
I am. It's hard. Like,
that's why you called the police.
I called the police. Oh, I was like, when did I call the police? And I was like, oh yeah, then I did call the police then. I've never called the police ever since, by the way. Not one, never again.
Right. I feel like even now, like when it would be time to call the police, you'd be like, I've been burned before.
I was like, never gonna. I'm
Call
like,
311.
A cab.
Yeah,
all the way.
It's police are over. Well, I wish they would be.
No, they keep. I've actually gotten into 3 incidents with police in the last 12 months,
Oh my
but I haven't gotten a
God.
ticket yet. They just. I have a very innocent face, so they let me get away with a lot. Jumping turnstile, noise complaint, and going through stop sign. All nothing big, but I have been pulled over, and you have to pretend you don't have your ID every single time. I'm like, no, I of course travel everywhere without an ID.
Which is crazy because like driving without an ID is like,
It's not against the law.
it's not.
no, you just have to get out of it by sending a picture of your ID in the mail to
scan
court.
it and send it.
I'm learning so much.
Yeah,
So
actually
never carry it
have
with
an
you because
ID.
you might get away with it.
You guys are bad. You're like naughty.
Stop.
Actually, the more I think about it, the more we are.
We're bad girls,
We're
and then
bad girls.
I'm dressed like a school girl that gets straight A's, but
I think you're just like a Japanese schoolgirl almost.
Okay.
Who gets straight A's.
I feel like, do you guys remember that picture book that's like La Madeline or something?
Mm-hmm.
Madeline?
I do.
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
Crazy.
I feel like 2D picture book style her.
Ooh.
But enough about me.
My mom made me take home a beret. I went home for the weekend and she made me take one home because she didn't think it was hers. So she automatically assumed it was mine.
What kind of beret?
The beret. How do you say
beret.
it?
Beret.
French hat.
Yeah.
Because she assumed her queer son would have it and it wasn't hers. But I was like, this has been in your closet.
That's a
since
hate
the
crime.
Yeah, hate crime.
That was a hate crime.
I took it with me, but like it wasn't
She's
mine.
like, take these protein bars and your beret.
Shoshanna's berets in this episode were epic though.
I
The one where she got
Oh.
fired. That is so like she'll never be able to wear that beret again without thinking about when she was devastated by Abigail firing her.
She ruined that beret forever.
Do you care about Adie Bryant? Of course.
I love Adie
yeah.
Bryant. Did you see her roast?
Oh,
Of,
we love the roast.
In this house,
Yes.
we loved her. You stupid bitch.
That was epic. Like Natalie Portman was obsessed with that. Ted Sarandos just like being like hot, like next to Natalie was iconic. It was amazing, and I hated the way they reported on it because they were like, it was like clickbait articles, so they were like presenting it as if like Edie had like offended Natalie because they wanted people to click,
yeah.
and it was like just like false reporting. It's like she loved
I'm
it.
so happy for
Yeah.
Adie
She
that
loved
she's
it.
finally getting clickbait articles. She deserves
Finally.
it. She deserves it. She's at that point in her career where she should be getting those little weird articles with
You're
crazy
right.
headlines.
I
She
just-
deserves
deserves
that.
I love when
Yeah.
a girl with her personality has fun. I'm like, yes.
You like, yes, have fun, girl.
Yeah, she deserves it. She's so sweet.
But I love her character. I love Abigail like as just a character.
Isn't she so good at acting like that girl?
Yes, like it seems
Yeah.
like it's just so believable that like that is who she is.
And it's like we've actually met people like Abigail. We know them.
Yeah,
They're real.
they're real.
Actually, they're really among us. If you've ever gone to Manhattan, they're kind of crawling with Abigails. Really well-intentioned girls who probably went to Oberlin and not Kenyon,
Yeah,
trying their best.
and just like having to fire people left and right.
I know. Every time you get fired, it's like you have to comfort the person firing you
Yeah,
because somehow it's harder for them. That's been my
Yeah.
experience, at least.
Do you fired a lot of people?
No, when I get fired, I always have to
Oh.
like comfort the HR person who's firing me. 'Cause they're like, it's been a really hard day. I'm like, I know.
I know. I'm sorry.
I'm sure they're there.
Yeah.
I had to fire someone when I worked at a tech startup, and he was about to become a father. And it was like and I knew his wife, and they'd taken me to the beach and taught me about
I'm
mushrooms.
dead.
It was like, it was so bad. But
You
Wasn't
took him to the beach? You took him to the beach and you were like, hey.
he
It's
took
over.
me to the beach, gave me 8 grams of mushrooms, and convinced me that I needed to harness my own water and natural resources sooner rather than later.
So he's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did convince me the earth was flat. Like, I did believe him for 1 week following the event too. And then I was like, well, maybe not.
He should probably be fired then. If
Yeah,
he's a flat
well,
earther.
He famously didn't know how to do his job or show up for it. But
Weaponized incompetence.
But I felt so
harvesting
guilty.
water.
No, he
Yeah.
was just like, you need fresh water sources. The government's not going to help you. It's
Mhm.
going to hurt you. He is right.
Where's the lie? Where's the lie?
He is a truth teller.
Yeah.
And that's why I was convinced the earth is flat, because I'm like, well, if he's right about the government, he's probably right about earth.
I mean, there are moments where I'm like, maybe they're right.
Right.
Like, there's like moments where I'm like, okay, I'm like, this is flat. Right?
It is flat. Like, be for real.
Yeah, it's flat.
That's one of the things that doesn't involve me. If the earth is flat, then big whoop. It doesn't change my life at all.
Right.
I'm so happy if it's not. I'm so happy if it is. Either way,
Yeah,
I'm good.
and that is so healthy to be like, I don't need to take that one on.
No, it's really a big battle point for people. People that really, oh my God, we're really had to talk about Japan.
I know. Okay.
So actually, Lena based a lot of this episode based off her actual personal experience of going to Japan, and Jenny did the same thing because she went on a trip there. Hannah went on a trip there. So the whole nurse's outfit of Shoshanna when she goes with Yoshi and they go to the sex club is like based off an actual experience that
Oh my God.
Lena actually had, and the whole crew didn't believe her at that point. But she was like, actually, and she circulated a photo of her in the nurse's outfit at one of those sex clubs.
That's such fun trivia.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, like there's all those like perverted little places everywhere. Have you seen the TikToks of like the strong muscle men?
No.
There's like bars where like all the staff are these like strong, shirtless, oiled up muscle men, and they just carry you from like the door to like they like
Oh my God.
carry you everywhere and like crack like, you know, eggs in their muscles and put it in your like whiskey sour.
Oh my
It's like, it's incredible.
I feel like
Perverts, a bunch of perverts.
I feel like it seems like there has so many more novelty options for, you know, disposable income experiences.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun entertainment.
I guess
That's
it's really work hard,
bad.
play hard kind of place.
Yes.
because they have a huge alcohol problem there.
They do, because of all the work.
And poor
Lots of
Japan
work.
economy is just gonna collapse as well, unfortunately, because no one's
I
giving
did see
birth there
that.
anymore.
They're in recession.
Oh no.
Yeah, they're in recession, and their
They'll
birth
come
rate
out
is
of
lower
it.
than 2, so they have no one to replenish the workforce. So when everyone retires, they'll have no new people to take the jobs on.
That's okay. AI will cover
But at
some.
least they'll have some strong men. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Well, okay. I think we need to talk about Shoshanna's post-grad journey. She spent all of last season not being able to get a job. She finally gets a job. We see her really thriving, girl bossing it up, loving it, accepting her new life. But do we think it's like a false life because she is so afraid and still running away from her real one? And it's like she thinks this is her new life and everything's perfect, but she really isn't dealing with anything and is in such a like fake space that it's like, is she really girl bossing or is she in trouble? I start to cry.
I mean, I think it's clear that she is like, you know, kind of running away. I mean, there is I don't know if this is the time to bring that into this, but there is, you know, a cultural appropriation element to this of like she's a white girl who like, you know, does seem to be kind of running away from something, and kind of like in the first scene when she's like, "You're my family now."
Yeah.
You know, there was something very sus
The whole
about that.
almost all the dialogue of her being like, Japan is the new me. It's like
Yeah.
you're co-opting this because you don't want to date a soup mogul, and instead of
Yes.
admitting that to yourself, you're like, I just love Japanese culture.
There was that vibe, and like I'm not saying that like I'm not into like I'm not saying like if this is like problematic or not. I'm just saying that like there is a vibe of like white girl kind of like running away from her soup what'd you call him?
Soup mogul.
Soup mogul.
I
and
wish
going
I
to
knew his name,
Japan.
but I can't.
I can't be bothered.
Jason Ritter is the actor.
Yeah, apparently isn't he like a great husband or something? I remember he's married to
Those
that
notable
beautiful
facts of
woman.
him.
Who's he? All I know is he is Lauren
Yellow
Graham's
Jack-
love interest in Parenthood.
I think he's married to the Yellow Jackets star.
Melanie Linsky?
I'm pretty sure they're married.
That would be
I
epic.
hope I'm not making that up, but apparently he's an amazing partner.
He seems like he would be really good at doing that.
I'm pretty sure I did not make that up, but maybe I did. I called that guy Seamus. So, but no, I think she is running. I think she's running away. I think that, as we see the story play out, we see kind of that. I don't know.
There's a hollowness. I feel like it's so like in your early 20s, you like get your first thing and you're like, this is the thing. Like when I moved to LA and got my first full-time job, it was all I thought about, and it was like such a specific and niche world, and I didn't see past it, and I was like, everything seems to be going great, so my life must be perfect. And now I look back and I was like, that girl was deeply troubled. That girl needed help. That girl needed to go for a walk. But it is like when you're 23 and you're living it feels so like, I mean, the same thing with like when you get fired from the art gallery, you're like, well, I have to die now. Like,
I thought my life was over.
yeah. So
do you really think she's running away? I mean, yes, in some sense, I think she is running away, but she also was given this opportunity to like, expand her horizons, to really like go out and explore and do exactly the kind of job she wanted to. And like she did have hesitancy around actually taking the job initially, but she really was like, you know what, I'm gonna put this relationship that's going really well on hold. I'm gonna put my friends on hold. I'm gonna like take a real chance, and like totally Japan wasn't gonna last forever, whatever, but like that is her still conquering her future. And like at the end of this episode, she like essentially breaks up with this guy, comes back to New York, presumably, and like is starting anew, and like is like trying to figure out what her stance is with everything. So I mean, if you were given an opportunity to go to Japan for the next stage of your career for exactly what you wanted, would you call that running away?
That's a great counterpoint.
Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next week. Yeah, no, I think it is. I mean, she's definitely running to something, but she's definitely using it as an excuse to run away. I mean, if she had really dealt with things properly, she would have broken up with this guy already, because she's like, oh, but she's just avoiding it and using like her job as a way to like avoid dealing with these things, when it's like, if she had actually moved to Japan and was like, this is my new life, she would close that chapter. Instead of just running away from it, she would be like, this is done, this is done, this is done, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, that it's an amazing point.
I feel like, not to be that person, but I feel like all these points are valid.
Everything's true.
Everything we're saying
is
is
valid.
valid.
My head. Are we done with Shoshanna?
Yeah.
Well,
what do
we
you
never
wanna
talked about
say?
Yoshi.
Oh, Yoshi's such a sweet story.
He's hot.
I find it so charming. Like the flirtations, it's so youthful.
So he's described as a Robert Pattinson of Japan, because he's actually a really famous actor. But when they booked him for the role, they didn't know that at the time. But he actually couldn't go to Jack Antonoff's concert because he's so famous. So when Lena invited him, he like couldn't come because he was just too famous to go. So it would have been a security issue if he came.
Oh my god.
So yeah, he's really famous.
I love these like fun facts. Like he's really hot.
He
like,
is really
He's
hot.
hot.
He's
Yeah.
so charming. You watch him on the screen and he's very much like, it's very like earnest, his reaction. Like you can show that he's a much more like tender character than his counterparts of his friends. But he's also like, it's like, that's kind of the exact person you'd want to be with in a lot of ways. And like, it's a great escape for her to actually figure out what she wants. It's like dating Yoshi in its like small capacity, to realize that like, maybe the thing that looked good on paper, which was a suit mogul, like wasn't exactly what she wanted. And now that she saw something that like even in this brief moment that like was much closer, like this sensitive person who actually like really cared about her and her career, and wasn't just like interested because she was an interesting figure, but more like interested in like her capacity to like be like good at her job and like actually like have these ambitions and dreams. Like that is really what she's chasing. She's looking for like a partner. She's not looking to just be a wife.
I will say that you just said escape.
You're so being a therapist right now. I'm noticing this pattern. This word's coming up.
I'm just saying that that's a point for
No, you're
the
so right.
other side.
Yeah.
I don't always have to be
Right?
right.
I feel like, yeah, it is a little bit of what for me was the red flag was like her just diving in. So just going from 0 to 100 in terms of just like, this is my family. This is where I live. I love Japan. Like this is where I'm meant to be. I think she said at one point, like, this is where I'm like meant to be. Like, I feel like that to me was like sus in terms of like, is this where you really do want to be, or is this just like you're convincing yourself that like this is the life because you're like desperately just trying to like find who you are?
Yeah.
But sorry, not to bring it back
No,
to that.
please.
No, I mean Yoshi is like so hot and like
And Yoshi's really hot.
He's also
hot.
hot.
His
It
friends
is-
are gross. His friends are disgusting.
His friends
Oh.
piss me off, and also
Ew.
Shoshanna's friends don't seem like sweethearts.
No.
Actually, I had so much fun with both the groups of friends because group one, my biggest fear in life is like watching people talking a different language about me right in front of my face and laughing about it, but I have no idea what the hell they're saying is the scariest thing that could ever happen to me. And then
There's something about me visualizing that experience where I'm like completely okay with it, and I'm like, you deserve it. Like, I'm like, you guys have your fun. Like, I am a puppet, whatever.
I mean, I feel like anytime I get my nails done in a salon where the language is being spoken that I don't speak, that my mind immediately is like they're saying how disgusting I am.
right? They're being
That's where my
so
brain
mean.
goes.
no, and I've actually heard a lot of antidotes where that has been true.
It is, yeah.
That is true, right?
People are saying that all the time.
You're on the Reddits where they're like Nori Reed.
I'm like talking to any non-binary person. That's always their experience at a nail salon, unfortunately. And then Yoshi's friend in that Comme Garçon shirt, the red one, where
Oh,
the one
and
that's getting dripped on with the wax.
He's like,
When I watch
Is
that,
your pussy wet?
that is good for her for breaking her mold. But that specific shirt, I've had an eBay search on for the last 8 years since watching that episode of TV. I literally went on eBay and I've been looking for under $100. It never will pop up, and I'm hoping so bad. Actually, if anyone's ever seen this on eBay, Japanese
Reach
eBay too,
out.
please reach out. I'm desperate for that shirt.
Y'all have to go to Tokyo because like literally it's just like all of these incredible vintage stores with just like Comme des Garçons and Yoji and like just like
Oh my god,
everywhere. It's just like vintage stores.
I know.
We have
I
to go.
always shop on Japanese eBay.
Yeah.
I'm kind of accidentally scamming on there too.
You're
I'm really good at scamming on eBay.
Evan,
scammer.
Evan
Didn't
mean
shoplifts
to.
in real life
You're a
every day,
scammer.
but they've somehow figured out a way to shoplift on eBay where they get sent the item without paying.
By accident, I figured it out. But sometimes you put a bid in, they'll still send it to you if you don't pay.
You have all the tips and tricks. I gotta stick with you because you know everything.
No,
Okay,
I
but
wish I did.
is that a wrap on Shosh?
There's about 800 other points, but yeah, we can wrap
Yeah,
on shows.
okay. Adam is guest starring as a homeless man in a CSI episode. Is that what we believe it is? And it's premiering live.
Or it's like Law and Order. I think it's Law and Order SVU, right?
Law and Order
Yeah.
SVU.
Nothing. It's like a made up show, but
Yeah.
it's
It
supposed to be
seems
one of
Law and
those.
Order.
Yeah.
And they're watching his performance, Jessa, Ray, and Adam together on a couch, which like what a cool bunch to be hanging out watching premiere television.
You're being sarcastic, right? No.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, no.
I'm like, what are they doing there? But I guess we needed it for plot reasons. As a writer, you think it's allowed that they did that, yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
Yes.
and Jess is like pilled on Adam. She's like, you're gonna be a star, baby. And he's like, yeah.
That storyline feels so forced to me. I
Really?
don't get it.
Film too?
Yes, I don't understand it. I don't get it. It feels weird. I don't understand it.
Wait, hot take.
Is that a hot take?
I don't think so.
Well, a lot of people are like, I feel like I'm like, it seems inevitable.
It was so strange to me for like to me it came out of nowhere, but I don't know.
To me, it's like they were friends, and it's like they actually do kind of have a lot in common.
Yeah,
And
they're
it's-
better suited.
Yeah, and it is like such a thing where somebody in your friend group dates your ex, but not
is
someone
true.
that close in your friend group.
well, I'm really proud of Jessa in this
Hmm.
episode, even if it's just for 1.1 second, because she's like, I can't. I mean, we were saying this earlier, but like she can't take like the confusion. Like Adam is like now being more forward than before, and like he's like, but there's still so many things that are unsaid, and she's like, I just can't do it. Like either come to me with an offer or don't just waste my time.
That was really inspiring. The boundaries and she's reading those textbooks.
She's reading those
those
textbooks.
psychology textbooks. She's reading them.
No,
She really is getting her
literally.
degree.
She's
She's getting
doing
her
the
degree.
work. Oh my god, you're so right. She actually is reading the textbooks.
She's
I
reading
did forget
them.
about that. I'm like, what audiobook from her therapist that was recommended?
Not to make it about me again,
No, but please.
I was going to be a therapist and I dropped out of school. Yeah.
Wait,
Sorry, that's just a
Wait,
fact.
what year?
I moved from New York to San Francisco to be a therapist.
Oh
Uh-huh.
my god.
Did a hippy dippy program, and then a year in was like, it's not for me.
Were you immediately like, I'm meant to be a comedian?
Pretty soon after, but for me, it was like we had to start doing therapy on each other as like classmates, and then it was like this wealthy, like super wealthy white woman who started like sobbing, and I was like, "What's?" I was like, "So, like, what's going on?" She was like, "I was a preemie," and she was like, really upset about being a preemie, and it clicked for me that would be my life moving forward. If I wanted to make money as a therapist, my clients would have to be wealthy white people who like were crying to me about being preemies, and I was like, I can't do this.
Right.
I cannot do this.
That is so.
Yeah.
It's so visceral because
Yeah.
you're in school studying it.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
I would feel so trapped if I already started studying, and I'd be like, how do I get out of this?
Because it's so expensive, and so it's like you're trapped. Like you said, like you have to pay off the loans.
Yeah.
And so you have this degree that you have to use now, and if you don't like doing it, good luck, bitch. You are
so
You're really
brave and
specific.
strong
Thank
for
you.
leaving. Like I feel like so many
Thank
people would
you.
be like, I guess I'll just do it, and then but it's like you knew like in 20 years I can't be doing this.
I didn't want to waste one more dime, and I was like, I gotta get out of here. And then I started doing comedy.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
what's it like in San
Huh.
Francisco?
Well, at the time it was fun. At the time it was like this was like not to only talking like HBO shows. This is when like Looking.
Yeah.
I
was
was
out.
up. I love.
So I was.
do you like Looking?
I love Looking.
Actually, it's really good. It's awful, but it's kind of so much. Have
I
you
love
watched
it.
Queer as Folks?
Yeah.
It's so much. It's actually the characters
Yeah.
have a little bit way more nuance in the show Queer as Folks, in my opinion.
Yeah, I love Look. I tend to move to a city when HBO is doing a show about it. That is kind of what I
No,
do.
Yeah, that's your life story.
Yeah, so Looking Time was fun, and then tech just like ruined everything. But
Mm.
Oh, tech did ruin
Yeah.
everything. You deserve to work in video games.
the title of this episode is Layoffs.
Layoffs.
Because
Was that another story?
well, right now the video game everyone's getting laid
No,
off.
everyone's getting
That's
laid
crazy.
off.
Sorry, this is so depressing. I'm sorry.
No, it's
No,
okay.
we'll put
We're allowed to
playful
be
music
depressed.
under it.
Put some fun music.
To distract me. I'm like, wow, they seem happy.
Yeah.
Well, we have to talk about the nude incident of it all. Kind of
What?
Fran, Hannah, nudes.
I thought we already covered that.
Yeah, we did. What else is there to cover then?
She deleted all his ex's nudes, and that's crazy of her.
Well, that was my favorite quote was from the photo shoot. Whenever she's like,
The cake one?
the cake one. Lena's doing a terrible job. And he's like, look like you know a cake's coming. And then
she
she smiles and he goes, that's my girl.
Well, what's the first line before that where it's like, wait, not the actress from Dawson's Creek? Who does a weird side smile?
Michelle.
Oh, Katie Holmes.
Yeah, not the Katie Holmes. Okay, let's put in words that you know. Pretend like a cake's coming and she's, there's my girl.
There's my girl.
I love that line.
It was like the way she smiled. It was just like, it was perfect.
The
I
way
was like,
she
this
smiled.
is amazing.
She's so good at writing and performing and having a show, I'd
Yeah.
say. And I'm
We
excited for
stand.
her,
Kind of all those things.
her new project.
Well, I think this brings us to our next segment.
Girl, get your Glock. It's rapid fire time. What is your favorite utensil?
Fork.
Why is Marty mad at you?
Because I stole her fork.
Are you a voice of a generation or a voice of a generation?
I am of the voice of the generation. Yeah. Yeah.
Would you not want to go back to America even if it was in business class?
It would have to be business class.
Yeah.
I'll say that. But I would love to stay in Tokyo. Yeah.
What you lack in skill, do you make up an extreme curiosity?
No.
Do you think people think you must be very wealthy because of your spoiled attitude?
Yes. I'm notoriously have a terrible spoiled attitude. Unfortunately.
No, me too.
Yeah.
Do corporations like visionaries?
No.
Are you deleting your partner's ex's nudes off their phone?
No, that's psycho behavior.
Mm.
Are your nudes goofy?
No. They're very serious, actually.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Are you a dear friend of a DJ?
No.
No. That's not true. You're a dear friend
Maybe.
of a friend of a DJ.
Maybe, but I'm gonna say
There's
no.
almost
No, you mean like I don't accept your answer.
I'm gonna say no.
Say Ecuador.
Ecuador.
Yeah.
Do you know Ashley Tisdale?
Well, friend of a friend.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh
my
my
friend
God.
Sabrina was her co-star.
I'm sure she's
Jalise
DJ'd.
Is that their last name?
Jalise? Yeah. Mhm.
Oh my God. I'm like I saw that show or something.
Yes, I mean, well,
I know that
Yeah.
girl because
I'm not touching that, but
Sabrina went to my Canadian college.
really, you're Canadian?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love a Canadian. I love Canadians like deeply.
I never had any feelings towards them.
Oh.
No, neither pause or nag. Well, you're not. You're. Okay, we don't have to get into semantics.
Okay, let's dive into our last segment. That outfit in Brooklyn. That's where we compare Brooklyn now to Brooklyn then.
Ooh.
Is there anything that stuck out to you in this episode where you're like, that is so 2015?
Ooh, that's a good question. Maybe nudes, like nudes itself. I think I don't know if
I feel like sending nudes was so a thing that was
Right?
spoken about.
in culture, dick pics. Like I haven't heard the words dick pic in like 4 years.
Yeah, I haven't
Literally.
even thought about that, but it's literally like in the same era of Netflix and chill, there was send nudes spelled like noodles, and it was like every day it was a meme, and it's like
Yes.
nobody is ever talking about their nudes anymore.
No.
I guess we were so excited to say that we did that, and now
Oh.
it's like nobody
Actually,
cares.
I think nudes are still kind of. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of always seeing a nude, or hearing
I
about a
love
nude,
that.
or listening about a nude.
But I feel like we're not ever talking about them.
We're not talking about.
Maybe
them.
like mass culture. I don't know if it's there, but yeah, I don't know.
I will never
We're-
forget
I mean,
it.
this is the most polarizing question we've faced yet. Huh.
I don't take nudes. I don't know how to do that.
Kind of all you have to do is get naked and take a photo. It's classically just a
I'm like
definition.
scared about that, and I don't want to look at them.
Okay, but all the nudes of the girls in these are like a girl holding her boob selfie style, a girl with a dog selfie style. It's like it's actually really easy to take a nude.
Sorry, but I saw Mean Girls the musical on Broadway in high school, and Tina Fey had a whole number about how you shouldn't have nudes, and I believed her, and I went with that.
Yeah, but not
You
having
leaned
nudes.
in. You leaned
Yeah,
in.
I was like, it seems like it's really bad for this fictional character. I'm not even gonna, I'm not gonna take that on. Karen's been through too much.
I think COVID like ruined nudes. There's
There's
something
so
there.
many.
Something there.
Because we were so oversaturated with
We're
nudes.
just scared of bodies. Or like
Oh.
with health.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going sex negative with it.
Yeah, I think it made us sex negative. I think COVID made the country more sex negative.
Right. You know what? I actually do think there is a more of an art
That's so
around
funny.
nudes.
I'm gonna
I'm like,
think
I'm
about
gonna
that.
clip that.
Yeah.
It's just you looking up. I think COVID made the country sex negative.
I say so many things without truly not understanding if they're true or not. I just like
No.
say things.
That's the point of a podcast.
That is what a
That's,
podcast
that's
is.
why we do what we do.
Yeah.
Nudes are gone. Would Shoshanna still be sent to Japan? Yeah.
Mm.
Like in today versus then.
Like, do you think it'd be
Yeah.
a Zoom job?
Oh, good point. Remote. COVID has changed everything.
Yeah,
COVID
I'm like, I think
changed
she'd be in the
everything.
Japanese marketing Slack channel,
Yeah.
but she wouldn't be there at the bathhouses with them.
That's true. I mean, Girls is so nostalgic. Truly, that's what I'm just thinking about. It's just how nostalgic it all is for people like me.
Is there anything in that show that you miss and you're like, I wish this was still me?
Jobs.
Jobs.
I would
having
say
a job.
having a job. Being employed.
Obama Hope.
Obama hope. I
Yeah.
think just things being so trivial and like nothing matters, and like I feel like the stakes always just are getting so high these days. I'm just like,
It's
God,
not
I'm so sick of
right.
stakes.
No.
Stakes are
They're too high.
they're so
They're
high.
way too high right now.
And actually, no one cares about beef anymore, too, if we're talking about other kinds of steaks.
I think you want like the show, and I was like, because they're doing a season 2, and I'm just like, ugh, dumb.
Like Ali Wong won the award.
Has there been any show that's had 6 seasons since then?
Right?
I'm like, not really.
Yeah,
know,
wait. You're
Love is Blind.
TV writer, right?
Yeah.
Are they only doing one season of everything, and then they're like,
Unfortunately, yeah.
you have to go?
It's about money. It's about them not wanting to pay the residuals, like the things that they'd have to pay to do more seasons. It's cheaper to just do another show and then do it for 1 or 2 seasons and then do another show.
Really?
Yeah, it's all about money. Money.
TV shows really became the movies, and now they're just movies.
Well, do you think that's part of the girl resurgence? It's like the only show in the last that's had 6 seasons.
It's not only the girls' resurgence, but like just comfort watching. Yeah. Because like now people are scared to get invested in characters because they're gone.
Gonna die the next day.
And so when you know that it's already been, the whole show's been created and there's not that risk of it being taken away, then we feel comfortable watching it because we know that Hannah's going to have the arc.
Oh my God, that's why people love Young Sheldon. It's the only show that stand the test of time.
Yeah.
In like the last decade.
Yeah. All of those like Friends or like anything, it's because we know like it's not going to be taken away from you. Like you know that like you're going to get to see them get married and like.
Oh my God.
It's the TV industry right now is bleak. It is really bad.
And on that note,
my heart rate is slowing down so much.
I'm so negative. I'm like one of the most negative people I've ever met in my life.
We also talk about Jessa's outfit here.
Despite it all.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I appreciate that.
Well, Jessa's not wearing a bra. Sorry.
Oh, is that what we didn't get to?
Jessa's not wearing a bra. She's also wearing a necklace in this scene that like looks like an Apple tag. Like something you would give your grandma. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like she's wearing a necklace with this pendant circle in the bottom. That's like exactly what I've given my grandmother, so she doesn't get lost around the neighborhood.
I did go to Evan's parents' house for Thanksgiving, and their grandma with dementia was there, and she did have a necklace that was just an Apple AirTag.
It was Jessa. She kind of made a lie.
That's iconic. That's beautiful. That's family.
It's way better than Life Alert. Life Alert.
It's more iconic.
It's humane.
Does Jessa ever wear a bra? I haven't thought about that. When does she wear a bra?
She rarely wears a bra, but this episode it's so clear she's not wearing a bra. Yeah, because she's kind of wearing a halter, kind of cold shoulder vibes.
I will say the outfit she's wearing, I would wear now.
Oh yeah, her style. I mean, she's doing TikToks now, right? She's like back on TikTok and like doing like fun little videos.
You're thinking of Britney Spears.
No, I wish.
She's doing IG stories in a real huge way.
Just that's what I'm thinking of. She's back online.
She's online.
Yeah,
she's really been online.
Red lip. You know,
yeah, she's around.
Aged well. Yeah,
she's aged so well.
Like she hasn't aged at all. Like it's just like she's the same.
She's gaunter now.
It's quite.
She's like lost buckle fat.
Oh,
well, we don't know how, but
and that's the risk when you take away the buckle fat. Then you age.
And then you age.
Except for her,
Margot Robbie. It's like I cannot believe she's as young as she is. She looks 10 years older.
Wait, how old is she?
I'd love to look it up.
She's like 32.
Yeah, she's like very young.
Do you think she's 40?
She looks way older than 32.
I never saw a Barbie.
I know. I'm like, she could play Reese Witherspoon's counterpart already.
Yeah.
And that's how you know.
She got the buccal fat removed, and it's been
hard for her.
I just hate that. I hate that trend.
I know.
No. And to all the Margos out there, you don't know. Hey.
Do you think Jemima would have buccal fat if Girls was airing today?
Comment down below what you think. Nori, thank you so much for being on the pod.
This was amazing. I had the best time.
Oh my God. Yeah. We feel so lucky to have had you here. The Japan episode was so iconic. I hope you guys aren't mad at us for the way we spoke about it. Nori is going to be at the Netflix Is It Joke Festival this April in Los Angeles.
So yeah, I'm doing an hour for the fest, and my show's going to be May 2nd.
May 2nd.
And I'd love for people to come. If you're in LA, tickets are like on the Netflix Is a Joke website. And you got to come. I'm doing an hour.
And Nori makes me laugh so much. And so she's probably going to make you laugh so much too. And it's near Mother's Day. Bring your mom.
Oh, that's so... I didn't think about that. Bring your mom.
It's a perfect marketing thing. Mother-daughter Nori Reed hour.
Absolutely. The idea of just like all of these like angry moms in the audience just being like, no. You know what? They'll love it. They're actually going to love it.
Yeah. I love it. We'll tag everything down below, and we'll be back next week with Season 5, Episode 4.
Bye.